Short story. Nami's paw. After Pierre had told them the story, Luffy had had enough. I don't care what happened to you if you're thinking of killing me and my friends. All this talking is boring me. Pierre sighed and transformed into crocodile. There is one more thing about my awoken devil fruit. As long as I don't produce any clones, I can mimic the devil fruit of anyone I transform into. At that, Crocodile turned his legs to sand and propelled himself towards Luffy. You've got this, Luffy. Nami looked at him with confidence. If you can just hit him once, he should revert to his normal form. Luffy nodded as he coated his right fist in armament haki, Gomu Gomu no pistol. The fast attack hit Pierre head on, and he went back to his original form. My apologies. I haven't had a fight in a few decades. Why don't I speed things up? Pierre then turned into Enel, the Goru Goru no Mi. Pierre switched to Kizaru. How about the Pika Pika no Mi? Luffy's paw. Now in Kizaru's body, Pierre could virtually teleport, and he did just that. Luffy just smirked. Let's see how much Katakuri has helped me improve my observation. Luffy closed his eyes, and for a split second he saw Kizaru come behind him with a powerful kick. He quickly opened his eyes, turned around, and landed a punch directly in Pierre's face, causing him to once again become his true self. Pierre staggered back a bit after the effects of Luffy's punch. Luffy glanced over at Nami, and he could have sworn he saw a drop of blood secrete from her left nostril. Nami, are you okay? Luffy asked. She blushed but her eyes soon widened in fear. Watch out, Luffy. It was too late, and Luffy felt an unbearable pain slash across his chest. He looked over to see Pierre, now in the body of Doflamingo. Pierre smiled maliciously. Amazing, strings that could cut flesh at the tips of my fingers. Luffy looked down to see 5 slash marks run down his body, and he felt his knees tremble. Blood began to flow from the open wounds, and Luffy ground his teeth in pain. You. Pierre transformed into Sanji, and he jumped in the air with a swift kick aimed for Luffy's head. Luffy blocked the attack sloppily but was unable to deflect another kick to the stomach. This will be my final transformation, Mugiwara. Pierre cackled as he morphed into Katakuri. Mirage Barrage, Nami's paw. Nami couldn't bear to see Luffy in this condition, but she knew that he had promised to take care of Pierre for her and that interfering wouldn't make things better. About 15 Katakuri clones formed in a circle around Luffy. We may not be able to use his ability, they all spoke in unison, but our attacks are just as strong. All the clones jumped Luffy, and Nami knew that she was going to put a stop to this. She lifted her cleam attack in the air, Black Ball. Just as the miniature clouds began to spew from the rod, it was snatched out of her grasp. She turned to see yet another Katakuri. She took a step back in fear as the clone raised a leg for a kick. Suddenly, a powerful wave of energy blasted throughout the room, and all the clones vanished, and the Katakuri standing before her shrunk back down into the middle-aged man. Something flew past her and sent Pierre flying through the wall, rendering him unconscious. Nami gasped, for standing before her now was Luffy, coated in blood and bruises and steaming from an activated gear second. The steam faded and Luffy turned around to face his navigator. I won't let anyone hurt you. Nami. He tried to walk to her but fell to the ground on his way. Nami rushed to her knees at his side and turned him onto his back. She took one of his hands. Leave the rest to me, Luffy. She grabbed her cleam attack from the floor and summoned Zeus. Yes, master. The cloud smiled happily. Carry us back to Sunny. Nami ordered desperately. And pick up that unconscious guy over there, too. Zeus followed her command and carried the trio back to the ship. Where stories live. Discover now.